It is also the home to inmate 38847, Joey Torres.
If it wasn't for drugs, I'd be a champion of the world right now. I wouldn't be here, man. My life is up.
Joey Torres grew up in these Los Angeles streets, where drugs, violence, and guns were a part of life.
I had a problem in school. My last name was Torres, and I looked like a John Smith. And the Mexican, Latin kids didn't accept me because of my skin. And the white kids didn't accept me because of my name. But they all accepted me when I fought.
At the age of 12, Joey was going on 20, fighting over turf, pride, and girls. He kept winning. He got cocky. He dropped out of school and joined a gang.
School couldn't hold me, my family couldn't hold me, but the streets, they gave me everything I wanted. There was this gym that was open around the corner from my parents' house. It was a karate studio, Yukida's Brothers Karate Studio. And there was a well-known family, the Yukida's brothers. They were the most feared family in the San Fernando, LA area. Benny Yukida's is the world's full-contact karate champion. And I thought I could beat him. So I went in and I challenged him.
And I said, you're going to spar with me, and if I spar with you for 3 rounds, you're going to give me a radio? He said, yeah. So I sparred with him. It only lasted, it was a short time that lasted, but he got up and said, how did I go down? Did I go down with style? And I started laughing. I said, you know, this guy has a lot of heart.
Suddenly, Joey had someone to respect. Benny and his brother Blinky became Joey's trainers and confidants.
They accepted me, and they loved me, and they took me in. And I fought for them. I fought grown men for them.
The Akitas brothers would throw Joey into the ring against much older and bigger men, trying to knock the cockiness out of him. There was just one problem. No one could beat him. At ringside, Joey's ability caught the eye of a mysterious figure, a man named Jose Ramirez. Carlos Palomino, a former welterweight champion of the world, remembers Ramirez.
He was the kind of guy who hung out in gyms, always looking for someone he could catch on with, you know, as a trainer, you know, and he happened to catch on with Joey, and Big Joey was a wide-eyed, happy-go-lucky kid with a lot of confidence who felt that he could be a world champion. And when somebody says to him, you know, stick with me and I'll make you a world champion, you tend to believe that.
Joey did believe it. Ramirez arranged fights for Joey, which started to make him good money. Joey started to pull away from everyone else, drawing him closer to this ringside Svengali.
Ramirez used me. He pimped me like a whore. That's what he did. He was the pimp and I was the whore.
Joey's belief in Ramirez was so strong that it led him to do something very dumb. Jose Ramirez had some cocaine in a bottle of nasal spray. Joey was fighting with a painful broken nose, so he tried it.
He said, try this, and I took a couple hits of it. And
What was it?
Dristan.
When did you become aware that this was coke?
Oh, not for about 2-3 months later. I thought it was me. I thought I had reached my peak of conditioning. I could walk through any punch and not feel it, you know? And I'd laugh. I'd smile and just, you know, stomp my foot and laugh at it. And it got to the point where I was so cocky that people used to boo me, you know, before I even fight. And I liked that because I figured, well, boo or laugh, you gotta love me, I'm winning.
During the day, Joey would work out, spar, pump iron. At night, he hit the club circuit. After all the other guys had bought the girls drinks, Joey brought out the coke.
And this went on sometimes for like 3, 4, 5 days without sleep, just doing coke. Coke, coke, coke. And it was beautiful. I was 16 years old. I was on top of the world.
If Joey Torres realized what was happening to him, he was too young to care, until he started losing.
I got knocked out. I fought Frankie Baltazar at the Pico Rivera Sports Center. And I was loaded. I was drunk and high. And I got knocked out. I went home and didn't nobody know me. Didn't nobody talk to me.
Joey Torres' career crashed. Then a bitter confrontation with Jose Ramirez ended in violence.
I went to grab him and he was behind a desk. He was sitting behind a desk and he pulled the drawer open. And when he pulled the drawer open, I saw a gun. So we're still arguing, and he went for it. We flew against the back of the wall, and it went, wow. I heard not a gunshot, but like a cat. And I went back, and he fell. And I got scared, and I ran.
There was no solid evidence against Joey Torres. No gun, no eyewitnesses. Even so, a public defender advised Joey to plead guilty to first-degree murder. Joey's former appeals lawyer, who had nothing to do with the deal, describes it.
He was promised that if he entered a plea of guilty to first-degree murder, he would be sent to a youth facility, which could hold him for no more than 6 years. He was 19 at the time. They had the authority to hold him till he was 25.
Joey figured he could use the 6 years to get his life straight. He didn't. He was still a wild, cocky kid, picking fights and doing drugs. Then, just 2 months short of his 22nd birthday, Joey made another stupid mistake. It came in, of all places, a letter to his girlfriend.
I sent a letter to a girl stating I want you to, if possibly, save some money and buy a weapon.
The youth facility routinely opens inmates' mail. It saw the line about the gun and sent Joey back to court. Without any trial, a judge turned around and sentenced Joey Torres to life in prison.
I thought it was, hey, it's April Fool's, or I was only kidding, or I'm doing a life sentence on a YA plea bargain. It hurts, gets you mad, makes you really mad.
Even behind bars, Joey still managed to do cocaine. By this time, drugs and boxing had so pummeled Joey's brain that he was sent to Vacaville, a prison for mental patients. It was the darkest, most hopeless moment of his life. It was also the start of his comeback. Richard Barajas is a prison guard for the state of California, decorated by Governor Duke Najian for heroism. Richard worked Joey's cell block. One night in late 1982, Barajas was training a new female guard.
I called Joey over to the side and I told him, hey, do me a favor, keep an eye on her. This guy's bothering her. He told me he would. So later on that evening, we heard an alarm.
I heard a woman scream, and I ran out of my cell, and I went to the office. And there was maybe 15, 20 guys standing around, and I egged my way through, and there was one guy pounding her in the face.
And then she started screaming. Joey came running out, grabbed him, and started wailing on him.
He was so medicated on Thorazine, they had him on medication, that I had to pick up the phone and start beating him with the phone.
He saved her life. In all respects, Joey's a hero.
Richard Barajas wrote a letter to the prison director, commending Joey for the heroic deed. His rescue of the prison guard, though, violated an unwritten rule of the cell block. Never help your captors. Joey was in danger from the other inmates, so the prison system moved him out.
And I can go anywhere I want to go in the United States. Anywhere you want to go, just don't make a big deal about it. So, I picked Nevada.
4 years went by, and the passage of that time matured Joey Torres. But with the same gut determination Joey used to bust heads in the ring, Joey kicked the drug habit. Carlos Palomino, the former welterweight world champion, visited Joey in prison and became his closest friend.
I think that I was just an inspiration to him. He saw what a guy was doing. He saw that a guy was, through hard work, was making things happen, the right way and having success and sharing that with other people.
I said, wait a minute, if people want to talk about saying no to drugs, this is it. I'm living. I'm not Len Baez, Don Rogers. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. Why look at Nancy Reagan on TV say no to drugs? Like she's done them? Like she really knows? Kids laugh at that, but I don't think kids will laugh at Joey.
The lives of young people became a priority for Joey. When his family would tell him of kids back home in trouble, Joey asked to talk to them. Take Abel Sandoval, age 17, a former gang member.
He told me one time when I went to visit him, he goes, because you young kids that come in here are no match for a 30-year-old that's been here already for 10, 15 years. And the older guys take advantage of the younger guys.
16-year-old Stacy Nadell kicked her drug and alcohol habit. Joey Torres helped her do it.
Seeing a man in prison, and seeing someone that has gone through the same things I've gone through, it could be, you know, I could just see where I could be at right now, you know.
Joey now coaches other inmates and organizes their bouts.
There you go, baby! Work the job!
Joey is what could have been. Joey is what any kid could do. Any kid could be a loser.
But now, the new governor of California, Pete Wilson, may free Joey. And Joey's old friends from the streets are lobbying the governor. Among them, Darryl Strawberry.
I pray and I hope that things work out well for him. And I hope he have an opportunity to get out and serve his purpose in the world now, because he has most definitely been there for a period of time where justice has been done.
Another star joining the campaign is Edward James Olmos, who was nominated for an Oscar for his performance in Stand and Deliver.
I think that the man has proven himself to be a shining example for the future, you know, for his own future and the future of his family, in the example that he has set by his time that he has spent in his dead time. He has used his dead time in the most constructive way that I've seen a lot of individuals try to do.
Joey, I wish you well, brother, and I'll be praying for you. And you hang on in there, because Jesus is with you, and we love you.
I just want the kids to know they can be the best they can be. And it don't matter if you're in prison. It don't matter if you're on the moon. But without drugs, you could get whatever you want. And this ain't the place to be. For my kid, for your kid, for any kid. That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
The Southern Nevada Correctional Center, a prison that is the home of Joey Jose Torres. At age 17, he was on top of the world, on top of the boxing game. Now at age 27, he's serving a life sentence. He's watching the world pass him by. Joey Torres was only 15 years old when he walked into the Jet Center gym in suburban L.A. The lure of boxing would lead him to greatness. But with stardom for the young kid came the lure of trouble in the ghetto. For as he rose to stardom and became the pride of the Torres family, he also became the target of the police. For Joey Torres, a welterweight champion, was about to give in to the temptation of cocaine.
I saw fighters around me, driving beautiful cars, wearing beautiful jewelry, champions that were using cocaine. That you go to a party, you go to your house, and you see them using cocaine. So at 16 years of age, I thought this was the end thing. I thought, hey, if Joe Blow could do it, so could Joe Torres, because I didn't know the effects that cocaine had.
This is how Joey Torres earned life in prison.
I went to my manager's place of business. I was just trying to support a habit. So when I went to him for the money that I knew he was holding, he laughed at me. And he saw that I was ready to go after him. So he went to his drawer, he came out with a gun, and we struggled for the gun. And the gun went off. I ran. I was scared.
With the pull of a trigger, Joey Torres shattered the most promising boxing career in America. He pleaded guilty to murder one. Joey Torres was sentenced 25 years to life. That was 10 years ago. He continues to pay his debt to society.
Well, what did you do to come in here?
I killed my manager. Yeah. Behind them crack crooks who got crack. Ran that madness, you know. 18 and 27 and 10 years now. Okay, let's break.
Joey Torres is now working with an organization known as Boxers Against Drugs, arranging clinics to fight drug abuse. His efforts have received national publicity and have attracted celebrated role models to the prison where he's serving his time.
I'd like to take this time to introduce the former welterweight champion of the world, Mr. Carlos Palomino.
I think that he's very serious about getting the message out to kids of the importance of what can happen to a kid who's got everything to look forward to at 17 years old and then ends up the rest of his life in prison. And that word's got to get out to the kids, because there's too many kids out there who are on the borderline of going either way. And if they hear this story, I think that they'll think about what they're going to do next.
I don't want pity. It makes me feel good to know that kids write me. I'm 12 years old, I have a problem with drugs. I'm smoking weed, but they want me to use cocaine. And I write them back and I tell them my life experience. I feel that I'm carrying a word. I'm a crusader, and I'm having fun at it. And I don't want no pity, because I'm happy. I'm happy in here.
In here is prison, home for Joey Torres. Long gone are the dreams of a welterweight world championship. The reality of today is trying to help someone else by learning from the disaster he created for himself. His message for the kids he writes to is simple. Get hooked on cocaine and you could do 25 to life.
If they won't listen to their mom and dad, if they won't listen to the coach, if they won't listen to their so-called friends, then maybe they'll see Joe. They'll see Joe Torres. And they'll say, here's a kid that was 17 years old, undefeated, had the world at his beck and calling. And he went from champ to chump. Instead of a championship belt, I'm wearing handcuffs.
Today, he's writing his autobiography. It's a story he's got the rest of his life to finish.
Everybody was saying next champ. And it's what could have been. It could have been. It would have been. What could have been by Joey Torres.
Let me take you out to Los Angeles for the story of those two and a third man who came from this area of South Central Los Angeles. It was the grounds here that three different people grew up. Darryl Strawberry, Eric Davis, and another man, Joey Torres. That environment was the downfall of this man, Joey Torres, once a promising welterweight, now life in prison. Two men escaped that ghetto. They are Darryl Strawberry and Eric Davis. Well, they joined Torres to speak to inmates at the Southern Nevada Correctional Center. You've got to believe in yourself if you're going to win from that background.
They believed. I lost my belief. When Darryl and Eric were coming up, they believed in sports and they believed in what they were doing. And they believed and didn't let anything distract them. They were true heroes. I let my peers, I let the gangs, I let the drugs, I let everything influence me to do what ended up happening to me, putting me in here. They believed in themselves, and through their beliefs, I'm hoping we could reach out and touch some kids, because really that's what it's all about.
The best thing for us to do is to get involved in something that we like, something that you're going to have fun doing. Not robbing, killing, stealing, smoking dope, you know, not that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff doesn't lead you to anywhere but two places, dead or in jail.
Our thanks to the Nevada State Correction Institution for letting us be there and also to be able to tell you part of their story about Joey Torres.
Paul Molitor Day in Berlin today. Yes, I'm talking about the designated hitter from the world champion Toronto Blue Jays. Molitor's in town to talk to a few troubled youth and make a promotional stop. Promoter and former boxer.
Well, Joey and I have been friends now for a couple of years, basically just through phone calls, and I've been very aware of all the things that he's doing out here for various youth programs and his crusade in terms of boxers against drugs. And I was trying to get out here last year. It didn't work out, but this year I told him back in about June that I was going to try to get out here this winter. We set a date, and sure enough, it worked out.
Tonight, we'll talk to Molitor about the World Series and the Blue Jays' chances of a possible three-peat.
Okay, anytime. Okay, I'm Sandy Johnson, Assistant General Manager for the Texas Rangers, here in New Mexico, visiting Joey Torres. Willing to do anything I can to help Joey and the kids out here, and best of luck to Joey and all his following and all his fans, but most important, to help the kids in any way we can on behalf of the Texas Rangers.
Hi, I'm Dean Palmer of the Texas Rangers. I came down here on request of Joey Torres to come and talk to kids and sign autographs, and just like to say I think it's a great thing he's got going on, and I hope to be part of it many years to come.
Hi, this is Carlos Palomino, and I'm here in support of Joey Torres, an incredible individual who has taken his time to relay a message to the youth of America that is very, very important. And I think it is time that Joey has given his freedom. He has served enough time when he should have been giving that message to those kids in person. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brian McCray of the Kansas City Royals. Joey Torrey has been a big help to me, not only personally, helping me with his calls and inspiration during the season, and you know, he just keeps tabs on me and makes sure I'm doing all right. But with my Big Brothers and Sisters program and some of the other programs I've been doing in the Kansas City area, trying to get involved and make a positive influence in the community, he's helped me raise money, raise a lot of money for my Big Brothers and Sisters auction. I raised $30,000 this past year, and Joey did a lot of things to help me out and to help me attain that goal. Also, I've had the opportunity to go visit him a couple times down in New Mexico and get to spend some time with him because we talk so much on the phone during the year. Probably 3 to 4 times a week we'll talk on the phone. So it's good to have a chance to go down and visit him. So I've done that a few times, and it's been a real good experience. Finally to meet the man that I've been talking to on the phone and know so much about, but had never seen until last year. I probably talked to him on the phone for maybe 6 or 7 months before I actually got to meet him in person. So that was a neat experience, and I went back this past winter and got to spend a little time with him and got to do some things in the Albuquerque area as far as go to a school and have a little talk with some high school students and also autograph signing at one of the local card shops. So, you know, I'm glad that me and Joey, I don't know how it happened, but got hooked up with each other because you know, he's been a big help for me, and you know, I appreciate all that he's done for me and all that he's trying to do for the youth of America, trying to, you know, some of the troubled youth that you know, he tells me he gets these letters from that they can't go to school because they don't have any shoes and a lot of the problems that some of these kids are having, and he tries to help every one of them out as much as he can. But you know, he needs a lot of support and a lot of help from a lot of people because he's limited to what he can do from the inside. So, you know, when he calls and, you know, if all possible, when he calls me and asks me if there's some things that I can do for him, you know, I'll bend over backwards to do things for him because he's done so much for me. So, you know, I just, you know, just like to say that, like I said, just to support Joey Torres and his efforts, because what he's doing is a positive thing, and hopefully he can get out of jail real soon, and hopefully his Boxers Against Drugs program can get bigger and better when he gets on the outside. So, you know, like I said before, he's limited to what he can do on the inside. So hopefully on the outside, things will get a lot better once he gets out of jail, and hopefully that time will come real soon. So thanks for you know, taking the time out to listen to me, and you know, just help support Joey as much as you can because he's doing some good things. Thank you.